Well, that felt so much better. Sorry, you're interrupting something very personal. Here's an important announcement. Anti-Duhring Battalion is again indisposed. He had a little bit of an accident. He attended the secret cinema of Fight Club. He was a bit thirsty and asked for some punch, and he's still looking for his teeth. Meanwhile...
It's the Anti-Dühring Battalion Radio Show, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. Anti-Dühring Battalion Radio Show.
Yes, they are definitely words coming out of my mouth, and yes, you are here back again, listening to what is only me, Elliot Stewart. But actually, I am joined tonight by the random harmonica player. I don't know if you can hear that. It's actually the ghost of... we're not quite sure what it's a ghost of. We're kind of wishing it would go away, but there you go. But I am here, and I can't go away. Now, bit of a disappointment. We were going to be joined today by Keegan. That's Keegan, the well-known foreign florist and exotic dancer. Unfortunately, he, again, can't be here. We're very let down. But don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, because I managed to find an old friend. He was basically in Soho, in the bottom of a bottle. He's a burlesque dancer. That's what he likes to do, and his name is Mark Keegan.
Good evening, Mr. Stewart.
Yes, he's brought his fan club along with him, and I'm I'm excited to see him in so many ways.
Well, no, I bought a fan and a club, which I might hit you with.
Good, yes. If you hit me with the fan, it'll be quite erotic, and if you hit me with a club, I'll be bruised but certainly excited, which is the name of my new masochistic autobiography. Yes, so what I wanted to tell you, actually, is last week we discovered that the Anti-Duhring Battalion radio show, which we haven't done the intro yet, but we will, is part of the Marvel Universe.
Wow.
It is part of the Marvel Universe, but what we've forgotten to do almost instantly is for people to do that thing that they always do. So, ask me the important question.
What day is it?
It's definitely Monday.
What time is it?
It's 7 o'clock, and certainly not another time.
What station is it?
It's WANDSWORTH FM, and not another station as far as I know. I'll look around. It's fairly this station, so that's pretty good.
It's not FM.
It's not FM. It isn't FM. It feels FM.
It is another station. It's WANDSWORTH Radio.
It's not MF, and we're not going to say what that stands for. Don't giggle, because it's a dead giveaway. So
Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman. Yes, that's what it stands for. You are one Martin Freeman.
I thought it was Morgan Freeman.
Yes, both. They're related, you know, because they're both human. But what I was saying is that this show is part of the Marvel Universe, because I met a guy last week. He had an eye patch, and he was asking me to assemble. Now, it might have been Pirate Day at IKEA, as far as I know, but I think that means that we all of us, have special powers. So, Mark, what special powers do you have? Don't get too graphic, because it's before the watershed.
I've got the power of carrots, because I thought, if you're going to have a superpower, you ought to have a healthy option.
That's good. So are you getting your 5 a day?
I am.
That's good.
My Fantastic 5 a day.
Yeah, Fantastic 5 a day, which is an extended version of the Fantastic Four. Herbie the Robot, which is not a euphemism for my gentleman area. Herbie the Robot is a part of the Fantastic Four. He was brought in to the animated version because they were worried that children were going to set fire to themselves. There you go.
Well, my superpower is the ability to be so annoying that I could make Gandhi lose his temper.
That's good. And the fact that Gandhi's dead and you're making him lose his temper, that is power itself. That's pretty cool. So I was meant to say the word jingle, and I'm going to say the word jingle.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen,
louder.
You are listening. If you ever wondered what those flappy things on either side of your head were for, we are proving it to you right now that they now finally have...
You do crazy things. Can we do it again and be spontaneous?
Right. In the next
as in ready this time. So can we do it? I'm going to say the word jingle, and by George, that jingle is going to happen. The producer now is looking at me in a sexy way, so I'll stop encouraging him. I'm going to say, could we all shout jingle? 1, 2, 3.
Jingle!
Oh, so you're my replacement.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening. If you ever wondered what those flappy things on either side of your head were for, we are proving it to you right now that they now finally have a reason to be there. That's right. In the next almost hour, you will hear lots of things. things you have heard before, things you will regret hearing, things that you could never quite describe to anybody. But if anyone will listen, they will know that you have experienced not only these things, but other things that you'd rather not talk about as they're slightly embarrassing. Let's not mention them ever again. But now, yes you, I'm talking to you. Yes, that's right, I'm talking to you. Yes, that's right. No, not that person who's next to you. No, the person just there. Yes, in your clothes, in your house, it's you. Yes, here we are, talking to you. No, we're kind of Rex Harrison in it, to be honest. But anyway, where am I going with this? Who cares? Because I care about what enters your body via your ears. So enjoy yourself while you can, because the future could run out any moment. And now, to be honest, the past is the future is the past, the present is what you get presented with on your birthday.
Oh, God, that was a long one. Anyway, even though it's before the watershed, and I just used the phrase a long one, we are about to take a risk live on air. Our next guest is a vital part of the adult film industry. I can't say what they do, and you're not allowed to imagine what they might get up to after 9 p.m, so don't imagine it, please. They're wearing a disguise on radio, and they arrived at the studio in a series of private, unlicensed vehicles. It is important to note that discretion cannot be underplayed, so from this moment on, we are only going to be discussing what they do in childish innuendo. Welcome to the studio, Mr. Poo Pants.
That's actually my professional name. I thought you promised to refer to me as Kevin.
Oh, sorry, Kevin. So, without drawing a very loud picture on radio, what role do you play in the Blue movies?
Actually, we prefer that you don't use the term blue movies in case we get sued by the Smurfs.
Oh, well, what term for your dirty pictures do you prefer?
Naughty films is fine.
So, in these naughty films, what is it that you do?
I can show you, but I can't tell you, and please don't describe it to the listeners at home, the things that I'm doing.
Okay, well, he's... oh, sorry, I shouldn't... Oh, okay. Oh, my. That's incredible. When did you discover you could do that?
At the age of 19, so it was all legal.
Doesn't it hurt?
Only when I laugh.
So how does your family feel about your chosen field of work?
My father was very forgiving. He posed naked at college.
Oh.
And I mean, no one asked him, but there he would be, regular as clockwork, totally in the buff in the canteen every Thursday between 3 and 5, just standing there eating a pasty in nothing but a smile. But it helped him get over his eczema.
Your mother?
Yes, she has eczema too.
Oh, do you?
Only when I laugh.
Ah, right, yes. I would like to advertise your latest work, or plug, if that's the wrong word, sorry. But I'm afraid that they all have puns and they're a bit rude. Why is that?
Well, apparently, you see, puns are very sexy. I met Tim Vine and he had us all in stitches. He's a very violent lover, but I'm feeling better now.
Right. What advice would you give to people who are keen to follow your career path?
Towels. You can't get enough towels.
I think that's a bit graphic for our listeners.
No, I just meant invest in commemorative towels. They can be worth a fortune. I've got a complete set of Charles and Di ones from 1982, and they tripled in value during the late 1990s.
Well, thanks for penetrating our realm tonight. Sorry, thank you for popping by, and good luck with your world record that you're attempting next week. Don't forget to practice holding your breath.
Just to reassure your listeners that it's nothing sexual, just a flume leap. You know, how many we can go down. I mean, slide down the fun tunnel.
Oh,
I mean, how many times we can flume in 30 minutes. Nothing sordid.
Well, you say that, but the last record attempt ended up with, everyone having to get married.
Yes, I admit that one didn't end how we expected, and to everyone at Chessington World of Adventures, I can only say sorry.
Now, do you mean that?
Yes.
Good. Well, cheerio, and thanks for your demonstration.
Anytime.
Ooh,
Oh, I hear that they're doing a section in the Chessington World of Adventures for the elderly.
Are they?
Yes, it's called Chessington World of Old Dentures.
Ah, good. Well, whoever came up with that joke must be a very handsome man. Because it was me. Now, we're going over now to a special guest that Mark's got hold of. Mark, grab that special guest.
Yes, well, we are just absolutely delighted because here on the Anti-Duhring Battalion Show, you know, we like to keep on the cutting edge of contemporary arts. So it gives me great pleasure to welcome the latest wunderkind of club culture, the Gallic king of the decks himself, DJ Legume. Good evening, Monsieur Legume, or should I say DJ Legume?
No, you should not. A name is simply a label, a mere sticker with, writing on it. I am not interested in such things. The wind does not have a name.
Actually, I think you'll find it does. Its name is The Wind.
The sun does not have a name.
Again, I think you'll find it does. The sun?
Look, labels are for bottles, like the bottle of aftershave, such as Le Wige et Fromage, by me, Le DJ Legume.
You've released your own fragrance?
Oh, oui. Sorry about that. Must have been the egg muffin I ate for breakfast, sorry.
So tell me, DJ Legume, what first got you interested in music?
Music? I have no interest in music. I am interested in only the art of sounds arranged in time, so as to produce a continuous, unified, evocative composition through melody, harmony, rhythm, and timbre.
Right, I see, I think. But obviously you want your audience to dance.
No, I do not want my audience to dance. I want them to react rhythmically to the beat using a series of different bodily movements.
And what sets you apart from all the other DJs?
My fee, which is 100 million euros per record, and my customized mixer.
Oh, and in what way is it customized?
It has an extra knob. I designed it myself.
And what does this extra knob do?
Absolutely nothing. Nada, zero, zilch. But the anticipation of my knob doing nothing drives the crowd wild with excitement. The people, they are traveling all over the world, from the United States, from Japan, from Brazil, Germany, to Timpac. They come by boat, by plane, by train, via the Northern Line, Charing Cross branch. They come in their thousands to watch me as I turn the knob that does nothing. Sometimes a quarter turn, sometimes half, as my legendary annual New Year's Eve beach party at Bognorigius is where it will be happening. I will perform the full 3/4 turn of the knob that does nothing. For many, I believe that it is, a spiritual experience, like when you splash your face with Legume by Le Juif or Le Fromage.
And finally, what do you say to your many critics who have suggested that you are being paid obscene amounts of money for doing diddly squat?
I have nothing to say to them. Absolutely nothing. My silence says more than I ever can. Like the silent pleasure you feel as you massage your body all over with Legume body scrub, Le Wige et Fromage.
Thank you, DJ Legume.
Would you like to try some of my body scrub? I can rub it on for you. It's the back of my Renault Espace.
No, I'm fine, thanks. Next week we'll be hearing from Grandmaster Flash about the history of hip-hop and about his plans to release a range of hemorrhoid creams.
That's hemorrhoid creams. Thank you. Now, after hemorrhoid creams, there's only one way to follow that. We have some music by our local artist, Mark the Hook. Mark, are you ready to go?
I think so.
And if you can guess what musical instrument he's playing, you can win a night out with Mark the Hook and his hemorrhoid cream.
Never said I'm gonna change the world. But I sure like to see it keep on going round, 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 round. Always found the feeling in this world. But it kind of keep on taking me down, down, down. I was here the fears
wipe the tears. Is it really time to settle down, down, down? Or explore, find out more. Even score. Sure like the way that sounds. I'm from where I'm from, and that's the sin of mine. I've done the things I've done, and that's the sin of mine. I revealed my love, and that's just one. It's just one sin of mine. It's a sin of mine. Always believe that love would find a way. I'm only just learning how. No thoughts, wonder what is so running, people running round, 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 with guns going pow, pow, pow. I was here, the fears, the tears. Is it really time to settle down, down, down? Never said I'm gonna change the world, baby. I sure like to see it keep on going round, round, round. I'm from where I'm from, and that's the sin of mine. And that's the sin of mine. I revealed my love, and that's just one. It's just one sin of mine. It's a sin of mine. Should I run away from my heart to obey? Should I smile and wait? Find a place to lay? Is the truth I'm scared of feeling unprepared? Am I on my own case? My own soul I debase, and it's a sin of mine. It's one sin of mine. It's a sin of mine. It's just one sin of mine.
Wow, that was amazing. That must be that rock and roll music I hear so much about.
Absolutely.
That was a big brother round of applause for
Yeah.
Mark the Hook Hemorrhoids. I've got to stop saying that, sorry. Hemorrhoids is the H of the... I'm sure you never had them and never will. Maybe
And,
I know what to get you for Christmas now.
If Anti were here, I think he'd be asking where we could find out more about your music, Mark.
And I would say, we found out last week, so we don't need to know. No, we do. Mark, tell us briefly about your
You
music.
can check me out on Facebook at Mark the Hook and on SoundCloud at Mark the Hook. And that will kind of fill you in on Mark the Hook.
That's all you need to know, ladies, is Mark has a hook. It's a medical problem, but it's very exciting. It's kind of like what ducks have. And sorry, anyway, yes, never mind. Ducks do have a... Was that cats? Anyway, yes, Mark.
You're thinking of the fairground attraction called Hook a Duck.
Yes, and not any other version therein.
It's very funny that you did that sketch earlier on, because
I'm glad you said funny.
It was actually quite.
Which one?
comedic.
His one or my one? Because me and Mark go well back. We go way
No,
back.
no,
We've got
the
reclining
The one
chairs.
you did a bit earlier on about the porn star, because I used to work in the adult film industry in Hollywood.
Can you demonstrate what you used to do?
Well, I was a body double.
From the waist up or the way from the
I think it was from the waist down.
Stop showing me it. Put it away. It's frightening the
My
children.
industry name was Fireman Sam.
Okay, that's good. Well, yes, we'll leave that there. And now here's some brief wind.
The Arctic Circle, 23.9 kilometers north of the North Pole and 6,135 kilometers east of Albert Square. A hardy quartet of polar explorers bravely battle the elements.
This frostbite is unbearable. I can't feel my toes. That's because that's my toes you're feeling, Captain Stone. Oh, sorry, Fancy. How about now?
They're my toes, sir.
My bad, Crackhorn.
Not a problem, sir. It was somehow strangely comforting. Well, I may be able to help vis-a-vis your frozen tootsies.
Really, Hufflepuff?
Yes, Captain. At the W.H. Smith's in Alaska, they had a 2-for-1 on hardback books, so I picked up this.
Mary Bellies. No, I'm misreading it. It was the ice. Hang on. Mary Berries, bake your own socks.
I also got a copy of Paul Hollywood's Pies, Puddings and Pullovers.
Yes, there's a recipe for baked Alaska Argyle socks. That should come in handy. That should do the trick. Yeah, indeed. Pastry-based clothing is all the rage back home in Blighty, so I hear. I hear that Marks and Sparks are stocking a range of deep-crust bras at Heston Blumenthal's.
Ping!
Wait! Oh, nurse.
I'm getting something on the radar.
I got it as well then. Sorry
It's in
about that.
stereo as well, yes. There's definitely movement out on the tundra.
Could it possibly be what we are searching for?
You mean 1980s pop trio, the Thompson Twins?
Well, of course I mean 1980s pop trio, the Thompson Twins. Why else would we be, well, out here? Why would we have come all this way? To find Arctic minerals that might provide a cure for deadly diseases or clean sources of energy?
I'm sorry, Captain Stode. It's just that after the, disappointment of our last expedition...
You mean our hunt for Bananarama in the Valley of the Kings?
Yes, that expedition.
Oh, fear ye not, Hufflepuff. I am so over that in any way. I don't blame myself for that particular failure. This expedition was criminally underfunded, and that was all down to one man. You mean 1980s TV straight man and born-again Christian Sid Little? Yes, the treacherous former one-half of the old-school comedy double act Little and Large. So... He sold us down the line, that Sid, down the river, by switching his allegiance to the Norwegian team's bid to locate 1980s pop trio, Aha! At the O2 Arena.
Yes, they were supporting the Human League and Go West on an 80s reunion tour.
That man is a complete turncoat, unlike our current benefactor, Peter Andre.
Mr. Andre is a true gentleman and no mistake, Captain Stewart.
Absolute spiffing fellow. Kerry Katona wasted her royalties from those Iceland adverts on drink and drugs and lavish weddings to minicab drivers. Peter Andre, on the other hand, has wisely sunk all his spare dosh into funding our quest to establish the current whereabouts of wonky-haired singer Tom Bailey, the girl who plays the Glockenspiel, and the other one.
And don't forget, he resisted pressure from the Australian government to back their expedition to look for 1980s pop trio Imagination in the Australian outback.
Man's an absolute godsend to the field of 1980s pop trio exploration. Nudie model Jordan must have been out of her tiny little minuscule mind to ditch a diamond geezer like Andre.
Bing!
Ah, Crackhorn, was that the sound of our radar picking up those elusive Thompson twins?
No, sir. That was a microwave. Your socks are ready!
Help! Oh, well, that was rather emotional. That will be repeated on Radio 4 to give people a sense of how to fully understand insomnia and its cures. We're now going over now to me. Thank you, me. Oh, that's all right. Thank you. No, thank you. No, you are wonderful. Yes, I am, really. I don't even know who I'm talking to now. But, well, as writer's block is a virtual equivalent of piles for the annually retentive, it's time there was an easy solution that requires no flair for language or prose style. Sometimes I dream I could just grasp mediocrity from beneath the hooded clouds of the shade of love. The moon is a balloon waiting to be pressed. The sky is a hot sofa covered by the throw rug of stars. If that's the kind of thing you find yourself shouting at the top of your voice while waiting at Argos, well, help is at hand via my very special guest and prolific writer and winner of the coveted Golden Shower Gel Pen Awards 2007, Captain Amos.
Salutations. It certainly is a pleasure.
So, in your book, Dreams Are Reality, you claim that Rupert the Bear is in fact a terrorist on Chapter 4.
No, not at all. I've never written those words.
It is obvious. It's in the subtext.
Is it? I
Yeah.
thought I was writing about rapid eye movement being affected by thunderstorms.
Well, that's not what I got from it. Also, you state that, as a fact, in fact, that David Bowie is your aunt.
Well, that's true.
Because my aunt lives in Belgium.
Is that code some kind of conspiracy? Why am I here? What are you doing with that pot plant? Where is Jeremy? Jeremy, why are you hiding from me? Why? Belgium, you say?
Antwerp. So how do you feel about Daniel Craig playing the snuggler in Bunny Boing Boing 2, The Rainbow Unicorn Revenge?
I didn't write Bunny Boing Boing.
But you must have an opinion.
Look, I didn't come on this third-rate excuse for a program to discuss Bunny Boing Boing.
It scared you, didn't it?
No.
It does, doesn't it? Admit it. Children's books, they really frighten you, don't they? Look me in the eye. No, come here. No, look me in the eye. I can see you shaking.
No. I'm not scared of...
You are.
Boing! Boing!
Say it.
All right, yeah, it does scare me. They all do. Happy now? I soil myself at the very thought of Narnia. Jesus disguised as a lion. Ugh! The Mr. Men, each one more sinister than the rest, and as for Roald Dahl...
Scary?
No, just overrated.
Yeah. But mainly it's rabbits, isn't it? I mean, rabbits give you the fear. Was it an early exposure to Watership Down? Because that's just really freaky. Or Bugs Bunny. Those moments where he had that transgender thing, he dressed up as a woman, that used to really scare me. Or simply that scene in Roger Rabbit with the baddie with the big red eyes.
It was Floppy.
So, what was Floppy?
My pet rabbit, Floppy, or to give the full name, Floppy Woppy, wrist watch, carpet noise, silly socks, wrinkle face, fluffy tail, Rogers, cage face, spaniel wipe, foot rot, chest, matchwood, house the third.
We are actually underrunning. Do you want to say that again?
Maybe
we could all say it
name.
together. Ready? Floppy,
Woppy,
wrist watch, carpet nose, silly socks, wrinkle face, fluffy tail, Rogers, cage face, spaniel wipe, foot rot, chest match, wood, house the third.
From a mush in Shepherd's Bush. Yes.
How did he die?
How did you know?
Oh, just lucky guess. How did he die?
She died. Yeah.
I bet you tried to tattoo her name on her fur, and it all went terribly wrong, right? And the police called in, and you get arrested, and then all the local papers, and your dad had to resign from the petting zoo, and your mum got struck with so much grief and embarrassment that she dressed up as a female bunny from those Cadbury's caramel adverts, and she jumped off Brighton Pier only to survive to float off to become an exotic dancer. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh right. Well, I'm on a roll. That must have been really traumatic.
Yes.
Well, yeah, thanks. Thanks for coming along to the studio tonight. And your new book, Stop Dancing Mother, The Rabbits Are at the Door, is due out in hardback next week, so we all look forward to that. So thanks for stopping by.
Is that it?
So next week we'll be joined by none other than the infamous stunt driver, Johnny Fire. Whether he'll bring his motorbike, Queen Beatrice, along, who knows?
Excuse me, how do I get out of the studio?
I saw Johnny Fire once jumped over 25 London buses. I often wondered what better if he actually had his bike with him.
Why are you ignoring me?
Say I love Bunny Bunny Boing Boing and I'll let you out.
You're a cruel man.
Yes I am. Well, there you go. That was a sort of a moment of my subconscious let loose. But one way of letting loose your subconscious is to listen to what apparently is known in the business as, well, they took some muse and they connected it to some ick. I believe it's time for some more ick muse. Is that right? Have we got? Is our ick muse guy ready?
We have the guitar up.
There we go. Hello. Any amount of whiskey, any amount of wine, any amount of women got to be all mine. Any amount of money, any amount of gold, any amount of sinning on my way to hell. I'm going straight to hell. Doctor, doctor, who goes there? I can't see, no, I can only stare. I don't know if I am right, but people seem to see in black and white. God created music, God created lies, God created Satan and dressed him up in his own disguise. Teasing your religion, but tell me what you find. And can you think of any reason, or is all love blind? Is all love blind? Christ, you nearly saved my soul. Did you wanna come? Did you wanna go? I don't know why you're so surprised. Why do some see where other people are blind? I don't know which way to go, up or down, fast or slow. I don't want your money, I just need a place to stay, to live my life and not just fade away.
Oh no, he hasn't finished. He just dropped his plectrum. Go. Nearly saved my soul. Christ, you nearly saved my soul. I was too bad. Too bad. Too bad, baby. Christ, you nearly saved my soul. Christ, you nearly saved my soul. Well, I was too bad. Too bad. Too much, too fast.
getting on, getting off and getting out when I had enough. Hanging low, out the light, dripping sweat in the middle of the night. Hanging in, hanging out, I like to sing but I love to shout. Seeing the sights, how they go, cries to tried to save my soul. Couldn't get me clean enough, scrubbed so hard you could see my blood. Didn't work, even though you tried to save me, cause I was too bad. Too bad, too bad. Christ, you nearly saved my soul. Did you wanna come? Did you wanna go?
Oh, wow. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah! Oh, goodness, I need to change my underwear. That was fantastic. Oh, and the ghost of the harmonica is back as well. Yeah. There we go. Mark the Hook. I'm not going to say the word hemorrhoids. I said it again.
I'm digging that, Elliot. Yeah.
I dig it. Thank you. That's very good. You're very good at digging things. And I can't think of a gardening joke, thank goodness, because it's before the watershed. Now, that was music, or I say ick muse, but I am actually a little bit thrilled and a bit of loss for words because sat right next to me right now is my teen icon. He's a children's author now, but his name is Andy Bretson, formerly of 90s flamboyant indie sensation Suave. Andy, I must say, I'm agog.
Agog? Is that a racist term?
No. I mean, I'm here. I'm meeting you. You're sitting next to you, the man who did that legendary Brit Awards appearance. I had it on video.
I don't remember.
No, you do, yeah. You leapt on stage and you grabbed the microphone and you had a spasm and you didn't play and you were out for a week. It was so cool.
That wasn't me, man.
No, it was. It was just after Stuff Life went to #1 and you had that fallout with Mirage for Manchester and...
that was Bloke. You're thinking of Bloke.
I'm not. No. You had a #2 with that guy from Dogs in Space. You know, it was a duet, half in French, half in Latin. It was surprisingly massive in America.
No, that wasn't me, man. That was what were their names?
Suave.
No, that wasn't us. Besides, I'm not about that now. I've moved on with my life.
Are you doing a reunion tour?
Well, in the spring, yes. But right. I'm here today to talk about my children's book because my agent said, don't talk about the 90s. So here I am not talking about it. You get me? Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I got overexcited.
Understandable, man. Yeah.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Was that was the name of an EP, wasn't it?
No, that was a Blunder Stuff.
So who did that song about cat lovers?
Yeah, that was us. Yeah.
How did it go? It was Whiskers, Biscuits, True Believers. I'm the first one in the barrel. Hello, soldier. Goodbye, sailor. That was terrible. Was that you? I've kind of got off you now, really.
To get back to a question you never asked, my inspiration for my children's book came from the fact that it was quite easy to write and a tax dodge if it's produced in Sweden. The illustrations are all in Braille. That was a printing error, but we kept it in. Bumpy yarns, they're calling it.
Fascinating.
CITV have offered to animate the books, but I'm holding out for more money.
Gosh.
It's a good feeling to bring pleasure to children.
Golly.
Introducing them to reading at an early age is a surefire way to financial freedom for not just me, but my children's children and their children's children and no one else.
But you don't have children?
No, but I know you can pick them up from eBay or Africa, no problem. I think Madonna's got a couple of spare ones.
Yeah. So when does your book come out?
Wednesday.
Which Wednesday?
I don't know. I gave the man and a couple of pages and he said Wednesday.
So you're giving him money then? Well, good luck with that. And the tour?
Can I go to the toilet now?
I don't know, can you?
I've never done. I always had my people do it for me. You know, in the 90s on a big ducky tour, we played Ipswich and they asked where the toilet was and they pointed towards Norwich. And ever since then, I've always been willing to leave others to deal with all of that sort of stuff.
Well, good luck with that and going to the toilet. Thank you, Andy from Suave.
Thank you.
Having trouble with those hard-to-shift stains? Then you need new Reindeer Rim. Its 4 antler-shaped bristles effortlessly penetrate into those hard-to-reach nooks and crannies of your toilet bowl. They'll leave your loo pure as the driven snow. It's a finish so clean you'll eat your Christmas dinner off it. I know I will. Today, you all know me, Thogden Artois, as the calm, reassuring voice of lavatory hygiene, but as the bard once wisely said, in his life a man may play many parts. and I know how to play those parts. I play with my parts often. Versatile actor that I am, I have indeed played many parts in my long and distinguished career. One of the most celebrated roles, especially amongst those who celebrate such roles, is my small but pivotal role in the 1974 classic, The Vanity Project. The film had star quality pouring out of every orifice. As a young, though admittedly already fully formed actor, I could not help but absorb some of the magic to embellish my own intimate talent. The film's unique and daring blend of science fiction, gothic horror, gritty western, sharks and softcore eroticism left baffled audiences, baffled to be honest. On its release, it was almost universally reviled by critics and cinema goers alike. The public just didn't get it. But 40 years on, in our multimedia, genre-bending world, we can see it for its visionary masterpiece that I think it is. But don't just take my word for it. The men and women who were there alongside me during its genesis, gestation, and birthing into an unprepared and hostile world can explain it almost as as well as I can. Men and women such as screen legend and professional cockney Sir Darwin Lambeth.
Well, as I recall, and my recollections are good, because as an actor, you need a good memory. It comes in right handy when you have to remember your whatchamacallits, thingamajig, blooming lines. Any road up. I recalls how one day, me and the missus, Vianetta, were having a spot of lunch out at Oliver Ruddle's Surrey mansion, done filming. And Ollie says to me, he says, Darwin, he says, because I'm so good he had to name me twice. Darwin. I said, get to the blooming point, Ollie. So then he says, Darwin, I've been thinking. And he didn't do that very often. And then blow me if he didn't say how he'd been thinking what if all of us actor mates, me, him, Peter O'Lush, the two Richards, Bourbon and Ginger, Trevor and Brian Shouty made our own film. So I said to him, Ollie, give me 3 good reasons why I should come on board. And he said, complete artistic freedom, the joy of teamwork and a massive tax loss. Well now, I didn't need asking twice, but Ollie being Ollie, he asked me twice anyway.
But what was a fitting subject for such an ambitious undertaking? At the time, there was a lot of interest in alien life forms. There was a glam rock star, David Elbow, who was asking if you could have Nookie on Saturn. David von Heickenberg's famous best-selling book, Ford Cortina of the Gods, and the television science fiction show The Clangers. So it was inevitable that the Vanity Project would eventually blast off into the outer reaches of space itself. But its beginning began more closely to home, the partial home of actor and hellraiser Oliver Ruddles, to be precise. And one sleepless night, when he found himself wide awake in a dream, obviously, though, he was asleep because he was dreaming. Ollie himself takes up the story on one of his last recorded interviews, recorded shortly before he stopped giving it. I'm sorry, can I do another take? I do apologise, sorry, yes. One of his last recorded interviews, recorded shortly before he stopped.
Take 57.
I'm sorry, I do apologise. It's just, okay, here we go. One of his last recorded interviews, recorded shortly before he stops giving. I'm sorry, Ollie, could you read this? I know technically you can't because you're in the past.
Yeah, well,
but imagine that you can, and I haven't ruined a really good joke. Sorry, lovey.
The great civil rights leader Martin Luther King had a dream of racial equality and an end to prejudice. I also had a dream, but my dream was a bit different. My dream basically consists of me and dozens of beautiful women, stark naked. Well, stark and naked anyway. And I thought to myself, what would make it a nightmare was if it was just me standing there, starkers. That's right, I had imagined another world altogether. A world without beautiful birds standing around in the nutty. And I thought to myself, Ollie, old boy, you can't let that happen. No way, Pedro. If the world was under threat of losing its fittest birds, I'd build my own spaceship out of leftover beer cans or something, because in those days, And let's be honest, in these days, there's never any shortage of beer cans around my house. So anyway, I decided should this nightmare become a reality, I would flee the Earth in my beer can metallic rocket, not forgetting naturally to take all the beautiful nudie women with me. So you see, the Vanity Project was a dream concept. Quite literally, since I'd had the concept in a dream. Or was it a nightmare? Sometimes when it looked like the film would never be finished, it was like a living nightmare, but also like being wide awake in a dream. But the important thing was, my dream nightmare was being turned into a film. Of course, in my version, the one in my head, they were all in the buff, the women, and in the film they weren't. Well, some of them were, some of the time. As a wise man once said, you can have all of the birds naked some of the time, some of the birds naked all of the time, but sadly you can't have all of them all of the time. Though it wasn't for want of trying. Still, I said to myself, Ollie, old chap, this is definitely a concept worth exploring.
Indeed it was. A dream concept to end all dream concepts. But who could be entrusted with the challenging task of translating Oliver Ruddle's red-hot vision into a blueprint for the silver screen?
Well, then of course came the question of who was going to write the blooming thing. And when Ollie asked me for advice on the matter, the first name that popped into my head was, of course, the great playwright Harold Pauser. In them days, Harold was just coming off the back of success with his fabulous and groundbreaking work, The Tupperware Party. And he seemed to me the right man for the job. Plus, he was cheaper than getting one of those Hollywood blokes in. So we got Harold on board. We weren't sure how he'd adapt to film because the stage was really his platform back then. He used a lot of new theatrical techniques in his writing, along, of course, with the great Irish playwright Samuel Beckett. Critics lumped his work in with the theatre of the absurd, but the way Harold liked to describe it was theatre of the unheard. See, he was influenced by the avant-garde jazz musicians of the time. There was Miles in America, Kilometres in France, and Mrs. Mills here in England. What they was all saying was how it was the notes they didn't play what counted. So for Harold, the words he didn't use were the most important words in his script. As illustrated superbly in this next clip, which for me shows Harold at his blooming brilliant best.
Well, what more can you say? It was like the words just leapt off the page, which in fact they did. It was only 3 months into filming that Harold turned up and said he'd sent Ollie a sheet of blank paper by mistake. But not to worry, because he found the script, which was a shame really, because it was rubbish.
Well, that was a very brief sneak preview of The Vanity Project, which I thought was rather interesting, wasn't it? And
apparently Quentin Tarantino's got the only known copy of the final edit.
Yes, and he's burnt it. It was a lovely barbecue, but apparently some of it was found under concrete. So there you go. I was just going to check.
Concrete, that's his bodyguard, isn't it?
Under concrete, Samuel Concrete, who of course is a hardened criminal. Thank you. That was the only pun I was willing to do. Though I did do a pun earlier on saying that me and Mark, we've known each other for ages. In fact, we go back a long way because we have reclining chairs.
Whee!
Thank you. So we have now got how many more minutes to live? We've got quite a few more minutes. So this is when we do some fabulous, fantastic... Hang on, just look at the script. Hang on, it says spontaneous banter.
Right.
So there you go. So we've now got to sort of just...
I'd just like to set the record straight.
Yes, go on then.
Because I left it in front of the fire and it got a bit warped.
Yes. Oh, I did not know that was a joke. I really thought you were about to sort of share something with us of an intimate nature. But
well,
I would like
to set the record straight because
there's
been some stuff on social media suggesting that Elliot and I, there's a bit of a riff going on, or I think, if we were rappers, they'd call it a beef.
Indeed, it's being vegetarian. It's more of a sort of a limp celery, to be honest. That's why when I look at you, that's what I think of, to be honest. Yeah,
and it's all down to our days on Radio Sven when we were working out of Sweden.
It was very, very difficult to be in a radio studio that was also a sauna. I felt things did melt.
Yeah.
They would become quite embarrassed and everything.
And ABBA kept coming in to try and record their comeback album. didn't they?
Yes, basically it wasn't a comeback album. Basically what happened is they'd lost their favourite dog and they were shouting, "Come back!" like that, and everyone thought it was a comeback album, thought it was kind of a cynical thing.
Yeah.
And so if you ever do see ABBA's dog, what is the name of ABBA's dog?
Fernando?
Fernando. Is it really? Was it? So if you ever see a big woolly animal by the name of Fernando, then please put it in a package, put a stamp on it, and send it, care of the Anti-Duhring Battalion Radio Show, to the members of ABBA, Sweden, ABBA Street. Do they have postcodes? SWEDEN. I think I just spelt out Sweden. I don't think there was a postcode at all.
You did, but that reminds me of the time I was working in a record shop and a dyslexic Swedish pop fan came in and he asked for a copy of Barbar's Greatest Hits.
I see what you did there. That's good. So have we offended dyslexic people, or should I say offended?
Probably not.
Offended? Offend? I don't know. It's written down here. I can't understand it. So, well, this has been a show. I wanted to point out to you, most of all, that one of us in the show is naked. I've been doing this show with my eyes shut, which explains what happened with the scripts and everything. So one of us is naked.
And your ears shut, possibly.
And my, pardon?
And your ears
shut.
Yes,
let's offend deaf people. Well, we've got a few minutes. Anybody else we can offend? Let's not say that, because last week I thought we were a bit naughty and a bit near the edge, because he was there playing his guitar and he's got quite a few issues, the Edge. So if you go towards him, you can jump on Bono. I mean, attack Bono regularly with hammers, but the Edge, just don't go near the Edge. That's where the expression comes from.
And apparently the Edge, he's giving his dog away. Yeah.
Why is he giving his dog away?
Because he keeps burying Bono in the back garden.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be a pun based on a U2 song. So next week, we will have further puns based on U2 songs.
Wow.
Yeah, because we live in the street of no name. And, if it...
I think you took a lot of pride in that.
Oh, thank God for that. So there you go. I could not think of any songs connected with U2, but I love U2.
Boy, you do.
No, I was just saying, I look at both of you, and I love you deeply and intimately.
We love you too, Elliot.
Well, you mean the band, or you mean as well? Well, we'll never know, because it's time to say goodbye, it's time to say farewell, and it's time to have that wonderful jingle playing. Not the jingle, the song. So let's hear that groovy song again.
Goodbye. Radio show, ladies and gentlemen. Bye. Good evening.
Go away.
Good afternoon and good night, because I don't see Anti-Duhring. Anti-Duhring Battalion Radio Show, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. Yes, the Anti-Duhring Battalion Radio Show, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Hey, Anti-Duhring Battalion Radio Show, ladies